What sets you apart can sometimes feel like a burden, but trust me, it's not. And more often than not, that is what makes you great. Hey guys, and welcome to yet another episode of the Entrepreneur Talks. For an entrepreneur, being unique is the key to everything. And today, we have one such person who, thanks to his unique perspective and tons of experience at such a young age, has been able to set a niche for himself. We have with us the owner of Max Marketing and Chaap, Mr. Varun Gupta. Hello sir, good morning.
How are you? Good morning, I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I really don't know whether I deserve it or not, but thank you, feels nice.
So my first question to you would be, what led to your interest in the field of marketing? Did it come naturally, or you tried and tested various fields and then landed into marketing?
See, marketing I always feel is something that comes naturally to you. It's very tough to learn marketing. MBA schools will polish the skills that you have, but marketing, or for that matter any field, whether it's finance, whether it's human resource or operations, will only polish the skills or the personality that you have. So if there is a person who likes to talk to people, if there is a person who likes to interact with people, if there is a person who likes to mingle with them, understand the psychology, talk to them accordingly, wants to present a lot of things, that is a sign of a marketer. So marketing was always something I wanted to do. Advertisements, ads is always something that excited me. I had no second thoughts but to go in for marketing straight in.
And during your college life, your first entrepreneur venture was BBA Bazigar, and all of us do know how popular it has become since then.
Right.
So, how did the experience of starting something like BBA Bazigar help you in those years when you decided to take entrepreneurship seriously?
Honestly, I still remember, one thing I would like to say to all the entrepreneurs, or not even entrepreneurs, even people who want to get into jobs, who want to get into business, to understand is that people will only remember something that's worked. BBA Bazigar was not the only thing I started in BBA. I also wanted to start a band. In my second year, I remember when I was in my second year BBA, 2005, we started a band, and right in our first performance, we were declared a flop. So it is very important to also learn from things that don't work, and then that's when BBA Bazigar came in. So I remember when I was in my first and my second year, business was something that excited me a lot.
Right.
And when I say business, I never mean making money. When I say business, what I mean is to create some value that eventually makes money. So I think a lot of people get the beginning wrong. That's why I respect entrepreneurs a lot, because no entrepreneur thinks कि I'm going to start this and from the next day I'll start making profits. It doesn't work that way, but still a lot of people think it works that way. You need to create a value, you need to create a brand, and money will follow.
Just like you said that all the hardships you went through while planning BBA Bazigar, plus all the hardship you went through while doing your band as well. Those small things, they help you a lot going ahead in life. They actually shape what your thought process is going to be in the coming 10 to 15 years of your life.
Absolutely. So you are able to survive only if you genuinely love it. Otherwise, it kind of becomes like a job. Then you just start looking at your watch, after 15 minutes my time's up and I'm going to move out.
Right, if you're doing something you love, the struggle becomes a lot more beautiful.
There's no struggle, it's just a journey, and you have decided to get on that journey. So you can't crib that there are problems. You chose that path, and once you choose that path, it's a different high altogether.
Talking about marketing, you have worked at these big media houses like Z, Dharma, Trigger Max, and then you started your own venture, Max Marketing. So from your perspective, throughout this journey, through these 7 to 10 years, how has marketing in general changed in India?
Marketing has not changed. Marketing actually has not changed at all. The vehicles and the peripherals on which things are marketed have changed. As we were discussing off camera that now there are a lot of online businesses that people do on BBA Bazigar, during BBA Bazigar. It wasn't the case during our time. Marketing still remains the core of marketing, the core of branding still remains the same. But the vehicles of expressing and reaching out to people have completely changed. Like whether it is mobile, whether it is internet, whether it is online, all these things weren't really that strong and that prevalent 10 years back. But today, for example, I've started this brand in Vadodara called CKC. I am not looking at putting out hoardings or doing radio ads or anything. I am talking to food bloggers because I'm very confident about what I'm offering. So they need to come, taste and review. So a lot has changed. So if I talk about the definition of marketing, I talk about the aims and aspiration of a marketer, everything remains the same.
Talking about startups, we have noticed this cycle over the past few years that an entrepreneur comes up with a venture, he does well for a small period of time, and then after a year or so, all hell breaks loose and he eventually shuts his venture. So why do you think that startups of today fade away into non-existence so easily?
Only two things. And when I say today, I don't mean to sound old. I am also hoping that I am a startup of today. Two things. One, lack of vision. Sometimes, it's like an affair where you get excited when you see a girl or a boy and you feel that I want to, just have some good time with her, not realizing whether it will end up in marriage or not. So startups are that attractive, startups are that sexy, startups are that,
there is a sense of attraction rather
absolutely,
than a sense of belonging.
yes. So what happens is it is very lucrative to get into it. But what do you do once you get into it? That is where the passion comes in. The ups and downs are a part of everyone's life, leave aside business. So if you don't have that vision and that passion to sustain, nothing's gonna, be there. So starting something is the easiest thing. Honestly, people think it takes a lot of balls to start. No, starting something is the easiest. To sustain it. Knowing that, everybody thinks, with these movies coming out, I mean, people like us are to be blamed to market them that way. But with these movies coming out, and why is today Scam 1992 Harshad Mehta's story being liked so much? Because people think that, oh, it's so cool to come out of a car with a lot of cash, having a cigarette in your hand and throwing one-liner dialogues. Entrepreneurship is not that. It is way beyond that. It's a lot of hard work. If you are a true entrepreneur, you never can become a boss or you can never become a CEO who's putting his legs up and sitting and having a pipe. You need to hire a CEO who does that. There's a vast difference. So I'll give you a simple example. After my MBA, I was the student president in Symbiosis, and we did a lot of events over there as well, and a lot of other things were happening. So a lot of companies used to come to our campus for placements. I was offered a 14 lakh package 10 years back, which was supposed to be a good number 10 years back. Even today, to some extent it is. That 14 lakhs package, I was offered by an educational institute because I had an educational background. Z came on campus, selected us and offered a 2.5 lakh package. I'm talking about a per annum package. So 14 lakhs versus 2.5 lakhs, I opted for 2.5 lakhs. Because I wanted to be in Mumbai, I wanted to be in the media industry, and I wanted to just get a foot in the door. This is what I want to do, but I opted for that, and that's how my journey with Z started. Z, I was very clear I want to get into film marketing. They said that time Z Studios wasn't there. So they said film marketing, we only have Z Talkies that markets Marathi films. I said no problem, as long as it's movie marketing, I am on. I marketed Marathi films. I had no clue what Marathi films were. I've never seen a Marathi film in my life. But I then started watching Marathi films with subtitles to understand the language. I remember I went to Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur for filling up forms and doing that survey with housewives to understand what is their likes, what are their dislikes, so that I can promote my channel accordingly. So those experiences are priceless. I mean, it's because of those experiences, based on them, I am able to take some important decisions today.
And talking about marketing films, how is marketing a film different from marketing a physical product?
It's very different because I feel marketing a film is actually marketing an emotion. Why do you decide to go and watch a film? Either you have your favorite actor in it, or you have been, enamored by the good trailer or something. It is very important that when you go to a box office and ask for a particular film to watch, I hope those days come back soon, that there is a sense of promise in your head that, oh, this is the kind of experience I'm going to go in when I watch that film. Where does that promise comes from? Whether it is the posters of the film, the color palette of the posters of the film, the trailer, the actor's look, the songs, everything, the name of the film. I mean, you can't have a love story that's called Jani Dushman, right? So the whole point is a lot of thing goes into it to give you that promise. Even in marketing a product you need to sell. If you realize now all the products have started selling emotions. HDFC Life Insurance is a product, but they've started selling emotions. Today even Fair and Lovely initially was a product, but they started selling emotions. Good, bad, we can debate, but they started selling emotions. So now people are getting into storytelling through ads also. In films though we are selling a story. People need a story to sell a product. We are creating a vibe to sell a story in itself. So that's the difference between film marketing and any other product or service marketing.
So in the current scenario or in the current trend, what do you think a film marketer should focus on? The three most important things a film marketer should focus on?
See, again, like marketing, when you ask me about marketing, I said the same thing. Film marketer should only focus on what is his right TG. There are hardly 1 or 2 films in a year that everyone in India wants to watch. साल में एक दंगल आएगी, या साल में एक सुल्तान आएगी, या साल में एक कोई कबीर सिंह आएगी, which was a case study in itself. Otherwise, there are about 250 to 300 films that release in a year. There are 52 weeks. People will pick and choose. I mean, today everybody doesn't go and watch every film on the big screen. So a film marketer needs to focus to identify what kind of audiences will this film attract the most, how to reach that audiences in the most economical manner and excite them enough to go and watch the film in the first 3 days. It's those 3 simple steps.
Max marketing was going on pretty well, but you also thought of venturing into the food industry with Chhap. So what influenced your decision and why specifically did you choose to explore the food industry?
I used to always joke with my friends that the 3 passions of my life are the 3 Fs: films, food and films again, for those who are thinking anything else. But yeah, so the thing is, when films happened very well, I have always been a foodie all my life, and all us Gujaratis born and brought up in Baroda, we love food. Also, we don't have a lot of options apart from having food. So you kind of, and every time I used to come back to Baroda, I used to see new places being opened. But what I realized is they are more or less serving the same thing. I have 5 more Punjabi outlets open, 3 more Chinese outlets open, 2 more pizza outlets open.
There is like a cafe in like every corner.
Correct.
Every corner.
So it is again, so a normal business minded person will think, अरे cafe बहुत चल रहे, cafe खोल देते हैं. But an entrepreneur who is passionate will think, क्या नहीं है? Let's find a vacuum and open that. So the offering that we are doing over here, leave aside Baroda, पूरे गुजरात में available नहीं है. Once you guys come and you taste what we are talking about, this is something that I feel is tailor-made for Gujarat and Gujaratis. It is veg, it is Jain, we can make it in Jain, it is full of protein, and it tastes even better than a non-veg dish. So I mean, what else do you want? And I also realized this when I had it in Mumbai. I kept on having it for a year and a half. I used to just visit and keep on having this, and I was like, this is so addictive. And why can't, and it nothing better than starting something in my hometown. It is healthy, it is vegetarian, it is vegan. The entire world is moving towards, veganism.
Talking about the food industry as well as the film marketing industry, branding, what according to you in the current situation are the 3 essentials to branding a product or a movie?
Very simple: promise, delivery, sustenance. और कुछ नहीं है. I mean, I was not expecting this question. It is just on the top of my mind. You need to first make a promise. When I open CKC, what is the promise that I'm giving them? The promise is tasty food, healthy food, vegetarian food. That's the promise. Then next comes delivery. I have to ensure that when they come or they order, I have to deliver what I have promised. Because otherwise वो बोलेंगे, अरे तुमने तो बोला था ये भी होगा, but हमने खाया, healthy तो है but tasty नहीं है, या बहुत tasty है but इतना तेल डाला है कि healthy तुम कैसे बोल रहे हो? अगर वो फैक्टर्स मैं प्रॉमिस में बोल देता हूँ लेकिन डिलीवरी में नहीं करता हूँ, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू सस्टेन. दैट इज वेयर माय थर्ड थिंग कम्स इन, सस्टेनेबिलिटी. आई कांट बी एक्सपेक्टिंग कि आई ओपन दिस 5 days बैक एंड टुडे द वॉक-इन शुड बी ओवर द रूफ. आई नीड टू बी पेशेंट. I need to also, it is a new concept, so I need to give the people of Vadodara that much time to come, taste, absorb and then become addicted to it. So that patience and that sustenance also is required very, very strongly.
So, what do you think? What are those qualities that sets an entrepreneur apart from leaders in a very formal structure like CEOs or departmental heads?
So generally, people follow a guidance or go by the book or roles and responsibility when it comes to a corporate structure. For an entrepreneur, he has to be a leader by default. If he is not a leader by default, he won't get the right team and the right team won't be motivated in the correct manner to work. So a company can, that's why I said an entrepreneur will have to hire a CEO. A CEO cannot hire an entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur, it's okay if an entrepreneur doesn't have the qualities of a CEO or a manager. He needs to be a leader. A CEO and a manager with leadership qualities is great. He's a great asset. But still, if you tell him this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do, he will manage. An entrepreneur, a good leader, will always be a very important prerequisite of a great entrepreneur.
So to bring this interview to a close, what advice would you give to the young aspiring entrepreneurs out there?
Rather, not only entrepreneurs, I would like to give that, I don't know if I'm that old to give an advice, but just as a mentor or a senior, I can say that keep the passion alive. Just make sure that whatever you are doing, a lot of students come to me even in Mumbai when I take lectures that which field should I choose? Do you do that in these days also about your girlfriend, that you ask your friend, मैं इसमें से कौन सी लड़की पसंद करूँ? नहीं ना. You go and you decide on your own. This is your life. Don't ask others what you should be doing. Don't ask others कि इसमें पैसा ज़्यादा है तो मैं ये करता हूँ. Ask yourself what is it that you enjoy doing. Find a career in that. Only then, more than money, you will be a happy person. That is all I have to say.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us on the Entrepreneur Talks today. It was such a fruitful conversation.
I hope.
We had a great time, and I also hope that the viewers who are watching this, they too learned a lot of things from this interview.
Thank you and all the best to all of you. Looking forward to interact with each one of you in the comments below, and just to see how energetic and excited you guys are about life in general. All the best. Thank you.
So that brings us to the end of this episode. If you loved it, do drop a like and a comment, share this with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thank you so much for watching.